The club bouncer turned out to be the most powerful MMA fighter. In this video I am going to recap one of the film from 2024. Named as Roadhouse. The story begins with a fighter named Carter Bowl who was showing his strength in front of everyone in a fight going on in a bar. At the same time a girl named Frankie came there looking for Carter. When she asked the bartender he pointed towards Carter and Frankie prayed that he was the same man she was looking for. Outside we see a mysterious man who was resting in his car. Here Carter was defeating one opponent after another, but suddenly the same mysterious man came to the ring and it was revealed that his name was Alvin Dalton, and he was a well-known UFC fighter. Seeing him Carter was left breathless because he knew that messing with Dalton was equal to going to the mouth of death. He quickly left from there muttering something. After some time when Dalton came out of the bar, suddenly a man showed him a knife and demanded money, but Dalton was not scared at all, and then on seeing his face the man ran away in fear as if he had seen a ghost. In a few moments Frankie came behind him and caught him. Dalton taunted that people run away without fighting with him in the ring, but Dalton did not pay much attention to it and started applying ointment on his wounds. Anyway, Frankie told him about her problem. Actually there were frequent fights and scuffles in her Roadhouse bar and the bouncers employed by her were not able to stop them. That is why she was now looking for a strong person. She was ready to pay a lot of money for this work. Dalton advised her to talk to Carter, but Frankie wanted Dalton to think about her offer. So before leaving she gave Dalton her phone number. Later Dalton was sleeping in his car at a gas station. A policeman woke him up and asked him to leave from there. But as soon as he left from there God knows what came to his mind, and he drove his car straight in the middle of the train tracks. The train was moving fast towards him, and then at the last moment he changed his mind and tried to move the car, but by then it was too late. At the last moment the train broke the rear part of his car, and after recovering from this accident, Dalton thought again about Frankie's offer. The next day he reached Florida City, where after a little search he saw the board of Frankie's Roadhouse, and after going inside he met a bartender named Laura. Then a boy named Billy was also very happy to see him because he already knew about Dalton. Now Dalton got accustomed to the environment there and praised the beauty of the place in front of Laura. But as soon as the evening fell, the peaceful atmosphere there soon turned into a madhouse where people forgot everything and started fighting, and even a band member jumped into the fight. Billy tried very hard to handle the situation, but Dalton was watching everything by keeping very calm. At the same time Dale and his goons reached there, due to which many customers ran away in fear. When Billy also failed to calm everyone down, Dalton took the matter in his own hands. Dalton asked Dale to go outside and talk, but Dale did not pay attention to him. Then Dalton went straight towards their bikes without saying anything. Here Dale and his goons followed him in fear. Dale called Dalton for a fight. When they challenged Dalton he gave them a chance to leave peacefully, but Dale was adamant on his stubbornness which made Dalton furious and he attacked Dale and his goons fiercely. Dalton once again asked them to leave quietly, but Dale did not agree, which made Dalton even more angry. In a few moments he broke everyone's bones and finally took Frankie's car himself and took them to the hospital. As soon as he came out of the hospital, a doctor named Ellie came in front of him, who looked very angry. She was fed up of this everyday hooliganism, that's why she had now decided to inform the police. But on hearing this Dalton started laughing a bit, because if the police really wanted to do something then all this would not have happened. On hearing this Ellie's anger also cooled down and she bandaged Dalton's wound. Well, when Dalton returned to the Roadhouse, Frankie gave him the money for his hard work. Later when Dalton was sleeping he was seeing his old UFC fights in his dreams while passing through this new city. He became friends with a girl named Charlie who ran her own bookstore. Actually Charlie's mother had died and Charlie was now fulfilling her dream by running her bookstore, while her father was working 2 jobs to make ends meet for himself and Charlie. On the other hand we see 2 bucks named Roy and John who were going somewhere with their boss Ben in his ship. When Ben got the news that Dale and his goons were crushed like ants by a new bouncer he was furious. Now he was determined to destroy the Roadhouse badly. Meanwhile, once again some boys started creating a ruckus in the Roadhouse. This time Dalton asked Kat to handle the situation. Dalton told him to be careful of a man who had brought a knife with him. Then Kat fought those goons as per Dalton's instructions and when needed Dalton came in between and saved his life. Due to Dalton's coaching Kat was gradually getting better, seeing which Laura was also very happy. Later we see that Dalton was talking to a boy named Reef and he came to know that he was a boxer. Then Dalton called him to accompany the Cat, and then at night the Cat and Reef and his team took the responsibility of dealing with the goons who came to the Roadhouse. But soon a boy named Jim started harassing Laura for free drinks, but at that time Dalton came there and on seeing him Jim immediately backed off. Dalton took him outside and he saw Dale and his goons. Before leaving he said that he will soon return to take revenge. Anyway, the next morning when Dalton was eating in a restaurant he saw Eli. Eli and a man got into a little argument and Dalton asked him why everyone here is so angry. Eli tried to make him understand, but soon she drowned in Dalton's eyes. Later Dalton met Frankie and Frankie showed him the picture of his dead uncle. Then he praised Dalton for his good work and gave him money. Dalton took the money and left for his boat, but suddenly he narrowly escaped being crushed under a car. Actually, Dale had come there with the intention of killing him. A scuffle started between them and in the process Dalton fell straight from the bridge into the sea. Somehow he escaped and reached his boat. Dale was already waiting for him with a gun in his hand. A fight broke out between the two, but Dalton was dominating Dale. Dalton tried very hard to convince Dale, but suddenly a crocodile from the sea swallowed Dale alive. Then the next day a fisherman told Dalton that Dale might be involved in the drug smuggling business, which if true, then Dalton is going to face a lot of trouble. Now he went to Charlie's shop to find the answer. He did some research, but he did not get any clue about the drug business. As soon as he came out of the shop, a goon sent by Ben came in front of Dalton. He had come to threaten Dalton with his gun, but Dalton twisted his arm in a second. Then he sent a message to Ben that he is messing with the wrong person. Go away now. Then another goon of Ben came there. Then Dalton said that if your boss has guts, then he will meet me outside the roadhouse this evening. Later when he reached Frankie's office, he asked Frankie did not tell Dale much about why Dale was after this place, and refused to think much about it. Now Dalton's mind was flooded with questions. On the other hand, Ben's goon reached Ben with his broken hand and told him his whole story. Ben was furious because Dalton had become a thorn in his eye. At the same time Ben got a call from his father from the jail, but Ben was so angry at this time that he threw the phone in the sea without thinking. On the other hand we see a man named Nux, whose girlfriend's husband caught both of them with bare hands, and now he was roaming on the road without clothes. At the same time Ben's father Gerald called him and gave him a huge responsibility. Nux happily agreed to work and set out to solve Ben's problems. On the other hand Dalton saw that Ellie had come to meet him in a police boat, seeing which he was surprised. Now she took Dalton along with her and they reached a small island in the middle of the sea. They were comfortably drinking cold drinks. And then Ellie tried to know about Dalton's past life, but Dalton was still hesitant to tell everything. He told Ellie that don't waste time with me, there is no use, and then quietly started to leave from there, but Ellie did not let him go. She said that she has come after doing research on Dalton and knows a lot about him, after which both of them came very close to each other. On the other hand, Nux reached Gerald's house in the city where all Dale's friends were present, and Ben also reached there soon. Suddenly Nux, without saying anything, punched Ben hard on the face because his father had asked Nux to do so. Ben understood that Nux has been sent by his father, so he asked for time to fix things. On the other hand, Ellie dropped Dalton back, and as soon as she came out she saw that 2 officers had arrested Dalton. Apart from this there was also a sheriff who worked for Ben. He tried to threaten Dalton but Dalton did not even flinch, so the sheriff asked his men to take Dalton out. He got the chef thrown out and decided to end the story right there. But at the right time Ellie came there and slapped the chef hard. Then she ran away with Dalton, and then she revealed that the chef is her father. She had run away from home with her mother some time ago. Ellie told that her father is Gerald's old partner and now he works for Ben. Ellie was very worried about Dalton, so she asked Dalton to leave this city and go somewhere else. When Dalton returned to the roadhouse at night, he was a little upset. Laura asked him about this, but before he could say anything, Ben came in front of him. He showed Dalton the video of his last UFC match in which his friend had won. On this Dalton got angry and beat him badly. Then Ben asked him why he did not control himself, but Dalton did not answer. He remained completely calm. After this Ben went out and met Nux. Then in a few moments Nux and his goons entered the roadhouse and started creating a ruckus. Billy and Reef together faced them, but Dalton was there. Despite everything he was standing very calmly. Suddenly Nux challenged him for a fight, and Dalton jumped on him and beat him to pieces. In no time the police reached there. When Ben arrived, Nux stopped fighting. Soon Dalton also started going towards his boat. Ellie tried to stop him but he did not stop. Now he was ready to leave the city sitting in his boat, but before he could leave, Frankie came there and apologized to him for hiding things. She told him that Ben wants to build his luxurious resort, but this did not have any effect on Dalton. He left from there even after Frankie's requests. Meanwhile Ben got the news that Nux was unsuccessful in killing Dalton, and moreover another police squad arrived there who spoiled all his plans. On the other hand, Dalton reached the bus stand disappointed with all his belongings, but there he saw that Charlie's bookstore was completely destroyed. When he came to know that Charlie and his father were in the hospital, his heart sank. He got so angry that he went straight to Nux's house and saw Vince alone there. As soon as he came to know that Vince was involved in burning the bookstore, he broke Vince's spine without hesitation. When Vince was writhing in pain in the pool, Dalton realized that the devil inside him has woken up. Then he kept Vince's dead body in his truck. At that time a goon named Mo came there. Dalton demanded secret information in exchange for sparing his life. Then he came to know that all the black money of Ben is going to come to a secret location tomorrow morning. Mo told him the location and ran away to save his life. At night, Dalton once again saw a glimpse of the same painful fight where he had killed his friend. Well, as soon as it was morning, Dalton started working and he killed the policeman who was protecting Ben's black money. After this, he put all the money in a boat and sent it somewhere else. But the work was not yet completed. He picked up the policeman's gun and shot Vince and made him responsible for Vince's death. As soon as the policeman started regaining consciousness, Dalton hit him on the head in such a way that he suffered short-term memory loss, that is, he would not remember anything of the last few hours. Now Dalton was preparing some bombs when suddenly the sheriff arrived there. He told that Ben had killed his daughter Ellie. At first Dalton pretended that he did not know about any money, but when he got worried about Ellie's life he directly asked when and where he had to meet Bane. Then after the sheriff left, Dalton took Dex's boat and left to meet Bane. We see that when Nax reached his home, there was a strange silence there. Well, when Dalton reached Ben's boat he met Sam. Sam said that Ben would not be happy to see him at all because he had come without money. When Dalton gave him a rude answer, Sam punched him in anger. Then the sheriff was also present there and he told Dalton that Ellie was absolutely safe and he had lied to Dalton to trap him in Ben's clutches. But then Ben revealed that he had actually kidnapped Ellie, which made the sheriff very angry. When Ben saw that Dalton had come empty-handed, he told Sam to give a good beating to Dalton. He asked her to do it and also threatened to kill Ellie. But at the same time Nux's boat arrived there, Dalton, seeing the opportunity, pressed the button of the bomb which he had planted in Nux's boat. There was a huge explosion which frightened everyone badly. But Dalton gathered courage and got up and started searching for Ellie. Soon he found Ellie where she was trying to escape by breaking the window. Both of them broke the window in a few moments and jumped into the sea. Dalton asked Ellie to quickly get into a boat and promised to return soon, but their problems were still not over. Suddenly Nux moved forward quickly with his boat to attack him, but then Dalton made another goon collide with Nux's boat, while Ellie got on another boat, but Ben was standing there ready to attack her. He caught her and ran away. Here Dalton captured Nux's boat and threw it into the sea, but Nux also did not give up and he started chasing Dalton holding the rope. At the same time Ben came to attack his boat. Dalton suddenly jumped into Ben's boat. He was ready to fight with Ben, but then Eli said that they were going to hit the roadhouse soon, so Dalton jumped from the boat at that time. Ben fell on the roof of the building and Nux somehow swam to the bridge where he stopped a car as soon as he got a chance. Dalton came to face Ben, and Ben attacked him with a spear, but Dalton was not in the mood to play at this time. He was so angry that he started beating Ben mercilessly. First he broke Ben's spine and then his nose. He kept attacking him continuously, one after the other, but then suddenly, Nux came there and crashed his car and now a fight started between them. Both of them were better than the other, but soon Nux overpowered Dalton and thrust a wooden stick in his kidney. Nux was about to finish him off when Ben came in between and asked him to do his duty. Nux did not spare even Ben in anger and then moved towards Dalton, but then Dalton gathered courage. Showing the wood, he stabbed several pieces of wood in the body of Nux, due to which Nux died on the spot. In a few moments, Ellie also came there with her father, and then the chef said to Dalton that you go away from here, I will take care of the rest myself. After some time Frankie, and with that they returned to the roadhouse with the intention of a new beginning. A few days passed like this, and now Dalton decided to leave the city. Charlie tried to stop him, but Dalton had no interest in becoming a hero. Before Steven could say anything, Dalton boarded his bus and left. If you liked the video, give it a like and subscribe to the channel. See you in the next video.